Welcome to the Irwin Tools Cup Series Season 1 finale, the Chase, as we are going to end the season today and crown a champion, the first ever champion in the Irwin Tools Cup Series. 36 drivers of the best drivers in the sport are taking on this 2-mile track, which Michigan is the fastest track in NASCAR. Speeds over 200 miles per hour, and they go around here so fast that all chaos can happen. And 4 drivers, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, and Kyle Busch are going for the first ever championship. So without any further ado, we're going to go over your starting lineup for today's wonderful race. Joey Logano, who is on the pole, and Kevin Harvick, who is going to go right behind him. Martin Truex Jr. and then Kyle Busch, both the Toyota's championship entries, hoping to get them a championship. Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson, who battled last week at Michigan, and Kyle Larson got the better of it. Brad Keselowski, the Ford competitor in this championship, and Matt Kenseth, who trying to get ready for next year. Jimmy Johnson, who had a terrible chase besides his win, and Tony Stewart, who is continuing to race. Carl Edwards, who missed it by only a couple points, and Kurt Busch, whose consistency ran out in the round of 8. Jeff Gordon, who is going to be in here for a couple more races next season, and Ryan Blaney, one of the greater rookies. Denny Hamlin, and then there's Ryan Newman. Both have had just okay seasons. Jamie McMurray, and then Greg Biffle behind them. Both have been okay, like top 15. Austin Dillon and Trevor Bayne, 2 young stars hoping to get into where Kyle Larson is now. Casey Kane having an okay year. Ricky Stenhouse is improving. Ty Dillon, and then Chris Buescher, which he's gotten better over the last couple weeks, which he's seen progress. Eric Almirola, who Richard Petty struggled, and Paul Menard, who really struggled after his chase year last year. AJ Allmendinger won Sonoma, but after that, nothing to write home about. Danica Patrick still learning. Clint Boyer, just terrible luck this year, and David Reagan, who took a step down. Regan Smith and Landon Castle, 2 of the more underrated guys in the garage. Brian Scott, he has not had a great year. Casey Mears, he's trying to do well. And then Matt Benedetto, which he's had awful luck like Clint Boyer. And then Jeffrey Earnhardt follows behind him. So here we go for the Season 1 finale. Let's crown a champion. Green flag is in the air, and we are underway in the championship 4 as they're going to head into turn 1. They are neck and neck. Well, it looks like Logano gets the jump. Harvick second. Truex and Kyle Busch battle. Brad Keselowski trying to make it 3 wide in the back as we have 12 laps around this track. Logano is going to lead lap 1 from Kevin Harvick. Now lap 2 out of 12. Say Kyle Busch, Martin Truex still side by. Says we have fly by 3 wide. Jeff Gordon goes 3 wide back there. Logano, Harvick, now Kyle Busch and Truex as they are 3 of the championship 4. And Brad Keselowski is right behind them. Lap 3 out of 12. Logano continues to lead. Harvick following him. You don't want to do anything stupid in this part of the race. It could really get you behind. Harvick is a veteran driver who knows what to do, so he is going to stay behind there. Now Kyle Busch, though, he gets a run, and Kyle Busch is going to go in a second. Lap 4 out of 12 as Harvick is playing a little bit conservative. And, oh no, we have a wreck. Brian Scott and Eric Almirola wreck, and then last minute he collects Casey Mears. Caution is out. Lap 4 out of 12. Looks like Eric Almirola and Brian Scott get into each other. Remember, they do have a history besides being teammates. And look at this. Brian Scott just drove it in deep. take out his teammate, and Casey Mears had nowhere to go. So Eric Almirola just had pretty much a downgraded year from the last couple of years. And Brian Scott, terrible rookie year. I mean, this is not very good. He's probably the 4th best rookie. So those 3 drivers are out of the race. Their seasons end with bitter disappointment, but they'll have season 2 as we're going to restart lap 6 out of 12. We're going to see who can get up here, and now Joey Logano leads him. He took the outside this time again. Logano gets that great jump, and Brad Keselowski goes through it. He's going to go for more. Keselowski into 3rd place as he knows he has to be aggressive if he wants to win this championship. Keselowski into 3rd. He's going to see if he can have a run on Truex. Logano continues to lead as Truex is 2nd. He's right behind Logano. Then Keselowski 3rd, Kyle Busch 4th, Kevin Harvick 5th. They all goes, and Jimmy Johnson got a little loose. He had a big save there as we're on lap 7. That might hurt him. As you can see, Kyle Busch now battling Brad Keselowski again. These two have battled each other a lot. And lap 8 out of 12, as Joey Logano continues, Truex just has not gotten a run on him, as he would like to get ahead of him, put an obstacle in front of the other 3 competitors. And we're going to see, oh no, Jimmy Johnson hits the wall. We have Clint Boyer, Danica, Paul Menard, and David Reagan. They're all into the wall. And it looks like Jimmy Johnson wrecks out. And wow, that was a huge wreck. Let's look at this. Yeah, Paul Menard got into Johnson. I talked about how Johnson had gotten loose. He fell way back, and he ended up getting into this big wreck. So it's not going to end the way he wanted to. He wanted to end the day with a win, and it's not going to improve his spot in the points. And then Paul Menard, who struggled. And then you can see all of them are in the garage. 8 cars are now out of the race. So now this sets up for a 2-lap sprint for the championship. Lap 11 out of 12. These guys are going to have to go for it, restart here. And here we go, and Keselowski goes 3 wide. Brad Keselowski to the lead, but Martin Truex Jr. fights back on that outside. Martin Truex Jr. takes the lead as Keselowski in 2nd. Kyle Busch in 3rd, Kevin Harvick in 5th. Does Brad Keselowski have something for Martin Truex Jr.? Final lap of the season. Can Keselowski get him? Here we go. And Keselowski bumps him out of the way. And Truex puts him into the wall. Martin Truex Jr. playing defense. And Keselowski goes to the back. Kyle Busch now has something. And he bumps him out of the way. Here we go. Turn 4. Kyle Busch has him. And Kyle Busch wins the championship. And remarkable fashion. Lots of fighting as we're going to look at this. Keselowski kind of bumped him. And then Truex, it's a little bit of mix. Keselowski went up a little bit, but Truex got into him. So it's just racing. They go down the backstretch. Kyle Busch drives it in, moves Truex into the higher groove, and Kyle Busch is able to hold on. And Kevin Harvick gets up there. As you can see, Kyle Busch, he wins the championship. And this is going to be big for Joe Gibbs Racing. As congrats to Crash B Fan 65. You're the Season 1 champion of the Irwin Tools Cup Series. That's going to be something that sticks with you for the rest of your life, being the Irwin Tools Cup Series champion. So, obviously, Kyle Busch wins. Kevin Harvick, who was 5th, he was last of the championship contenders. He could have won this championship had something happened to Kyle Busch. Truex comes in 3rd. Brad Keselowski down there in 6th. You can see Chase Elliott with the top 5. Kyle Larson continues, and then you can see the rest. Ty Dillon in 18th. Chris Buescher in 20th. They did okay. And then you can see Casey Kane down in 22nd, disappointed. Jimmy Johnson got in a wreck. He ended his season terrible. Paul Menard, Danica Boyer were also involved in that big wreck. So it didn't end well. And here's the rest of the field. So David Reagan, Eric Almirola, Brian Scott, and Casey Mears. So here's your final points. Kyle Busch wins. Kevin Harvick, he comes in 2nd. Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski. As you look down here, Jimmy Johnson, it was 10th in points. You can see also there's your other championship contenders. And then you can see on this second page, not really much. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, obviously, thanks for, well, it's been a great run here in Season 1 as we thank you all for signing up and your support for the Irwin Tools Cup Series. Season 2 will be around the corner. It's going to be really exciting for Season 2. Probably more support, and we're going to get there as we're almost to 1,000 subscribers. So that's the end. So like me on Facebook, subscribe, and this is NASCAR Racing Fan 2015 from Michigan, signing out.